Alright, so we're going to talk about YouTube today. YouTube does a lot more than just post all the videos on the planet. When you can create your own channel on YouTube, and if you have a Gmail account, you already have your own YouTube channel. So if I were to log into Gmail, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's my Gmail account. You'll see at the top of the screen in Gmail, you have access to a whole suite of things. We had a lesson learn already about Drive and Google Docs, which is basically cloud storage and word processing, all right here. But there's a link for YouTube, and if I click on that, you're going to see that on the top right, you're going to see a picture of you if you have one posted, you're going to see your name, and it's going to bring you to a page to get you started with working with YouTube. If you click on your name, it gives you a number of options. Everyone who has a Gmail account automatically has their own channel on YouTube. So if I go to my channel, it'll show a number of things. On the left side of the screen, you're going to see a little navigation area where it's showing activity. It's going to show you the last things you've looked at in YouTube or have done, just in case you want to revisit something. Under comments, it's going to list out any videos that you've commented on in order by time. I haven't commented on anything, so there's nothing there. Under likes, it's going to show you any video that you tag as you liking, so that it will automatically keep it for you. There is a more complex way of doing this called playlists that I'm going to show you in a second that I think you're really going to like. So that leads us to playlists. Right now, I have two playlists. One is called Nick Videos, and one is called Videos About Whale Mating Habits. So I put that on there just to be ridiculous. So when I click on that, I'm going to mute this. What this is doing is once I click play all, it's going to play all of the videos in my playlist in order. So I don't have to worry about anything else. So if you were teaching children's literature and you had a bunch of YouTube videos that you wanted to show to your students, you could put them in a playlist and it will play them all. What I like about this is you can create playlists for all different types of subjects. So if you were doing week 1 was introduction to paragraphs, you could have videos on how to write a decent paragraph, and how to write an introduction, how to write body paragraphs, how to write a conclusion. And they could all be here. You can have that, they can play them all together, or you can just go to that particular channel, or it's actually just called a playlist. At the top, it's going to tell you what you named it. It's going to tell you how many videos there are. It's going to tell you the entire length of all the videos. So you can keep track of, geez, I've only got a half an hour to show this. I don't want to go over 31 minutes or 30. And then it lists out the videos in basically whatever order you like. It's very easy to create, and I really, really like it. So we're going to go over here to what's called the Video Manager. And if you ever don't know where something is, you always have to click on your name. It's not that clear when you first look at it, so I just wanted to make sure you see it. So you'll see under YouTube, there's My Channel, Video Manager, Subscriptions, YouTube Settings. So I'm going to go to, I just showed you My Channel. Now if I go to Video Manager, you're going to see a list of videos that I have posted up onto YouTube. And what this allows you to do is a number of things. One, it'll allow you to edit the name of it or remove a video. It will allow you to set it as public, private, or unlisted. If you set it as unlisted, anyone who has the URL will be able to view the video, but they won't be able to search for it on the internet because Google excludes it from search results, which is what's called unlisted. That's the most popular way people use it. Public, it just puts it out there. Anyone searches for Nick Langley, that video will pop up. And then private are videos that you want to let people see, but only specific people, so that you would send them an email, and then they would be granted access to that video. So if you're worried about something proprietary, or you're working on something you want to share with your students, but you could lose money if someone else found out about it, then you'd want to put it private. You could send an email out to all your students, and only they would be able to access it. And you can change these settings at any time from the video manager. Then over here, you can check statistics. You can see how many people accessed the video, how many people liked it, how many people didn't like it, and how many people made a comment or not. So it's a neat way to really see how many hits you're getting. So I uploaded a clip for the Board of Visitors presentation for Janine Perry. That's a clip of Walter. And so far, I've had 5 people see it. And it's mostly people in our offices, so the president's seen it, I've seen it, Janine and Susie Palmer, maybe one other person. Actually, me from 2 different email addresses, so that makes sense for 5. So it'll list all your videos here. And this is what's called the Video Manager. I really love this. It's a really fantastic feature. Now along the left in the Video Manager, you've got lots of options. The ones I care about are 2 in particular. One is playlists. If I click on playlists here, you're going to see the 2 playlists I've created, and there's a little button at the top called Plus New Playlist. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to create a new playlist. I'm going to call this one TED Talks. These are my favorite TED Talks. I'm going to choose Create Playlist, and it's made a playlist for me. Now once you create a playlist, then you just need to go seek out those videos you want to use. So I'm going to find one, let's see. I'm going to do J.K. Rowling, Harvard commencement speech. It's a TED video. I'm going to see if I can find the TED one. I didn't, but I'll show you the example. I'll just grab one. So we found a video. Now underneath the video, and this is true of all YouTube videos, you're going to have the ability to like it, to dislike it, to add it to a favorite or a playlist, and then you'll be able to share it or embed this video somewhere else. So when I click Add To, you're going to see now, just below that, it's going to show me all of the different playlists that I've created. In this case, I'm going to put this under TED Talks. And then you'll see here, under here, I can add a note about it if I want to. I'm going to find another one, add it to TED Talks. All right, let me go back and see if it takes it. Now I will share with you, when you're moving around working with different video files, there are times when they aren't going to show up right away. So here they showed up, now it showed up. I had to do it twice. But what I think would have happened is if I waited like 5 minutes, it would have just popped up. Because the videos, they're stored on different servers, so they're moving things around behind the scenes to try and make sure it's accessible to my playlist quickly. So who knows what type of effect redundancy on the back end of their server arrays would cause that to happen. But it wasn't that hard to fix. So here's the playlist. Now, here's the coolest thing in the world. I saved the best for last. If you click on Upload at the top of the screen with YouTube, you can do one of 2 things. You can take a video file anywhere on your computer, drag it off right onto here, and it will start to upload your video and convert it to YouTube's format. The thing you have to be careful about is that if the video is over 15 minutes, it's probably not going to upload it. Sometimes it'll do it up to 20 minutes, but I believe if it's high definition or if it's really good video, you can't go above 15 minutes. So try and keep them shorter. Some professors who put lectures up will go Friday, September, blah, 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 lecture 1, and then they'll do the same lecture 2, lecture 3, lecture 4. Or they'll do part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 to try and put it up here just so that it's easily accessible. So that's how people traditionally put up videos. But what most people don't know is that in YouTube itself, if you've got a webcam, you can record a video right from it quickly. So if I click on record from webcam, it's now going to access my camera. Hello. And if I choose start recording, I have to actually click the button. Okay, here we go. So now I'm recording myself. Then I hit stop. And let's say I'm okay with it. Although looking up at me, not a pretty sight. Okay, I'm going to click upload. And then it's automatically going to take me to a screen where I give the title. Right now it says webcam video from September 13th. That's actually a pretty good title for me. And then in the description I could put, Nick is fashionably foolish. And you can put tags down here. So you can add in metadata so that it's easier for people to search for it. So I could put my name there, I could put the subject matter. If I did a lecture on whales, I could put whales and whatever it ties to. Now on the right, I can put it under certain categories. By default, it will usually put it under people and blogs because you're the person recording it. And then under privacy settings, you have public, unlisted, and private. Public means anyone can see it. Unlisted means anyone you give the unique URL to can see it, who has that URL. And then private is where you have to get an email to be able to access it. Now under licensing, you can have the standard YouTube license, which basically says that if you're going to use this video for profit, you need to let them know, or let the person who created the video give you their blessing. Creative Commons basically means you can use it however you want, but you may, based on the Creative Commons licensing, you may have to ask for permission before you do so. Because Creative Commons has 3 different levels of attribution right now, but most of which are, you can use it for educational purposes, so we don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to put it under
Creative Commons?
The Creative Commons are, their original intent was to be able to allow people to share things with others and allow them to use and reuse them, kind of the way open source programming languages are, so that they created their own organization to create licensing for stuff that's mostly free. So you could give stuff out and say, you know what, I want you to be able to use this, but I don't want you to be able to make money off of it because I may want to do that. So that would be a specific Creative Commons license. There's only like 3 different ones. There's you can use it, there's you can use it with certain conditions, and then there's you can view it but you cannot redistribute or for profit.
And is it managed by an entity?
It's run by, I believe, I think it started by a group of educators, and the people involved in the open educational resources movement are those same educators, and they work together. So I think it's funded by grants from places like the Gates Foundation at Hewlett-Packard to keep them running. But they also have a huge membership at different universities. And whenever I present at instructional technology conferences, there's usually someone there presenting too from Creative Commons, or someone who's, you know, really closely involved. But it's a really cool way to say, you know what, I want to share this with someone else and not have to worry about too much complexity, especially when it comes to sharing information that you want to share quickly. So I'm going to choose Save Changes, and then we're going to show you what it does. Let's see. So it's saved now. There's basic information. I can show you the advanced settings just so that you're aware of what they do. You can choose whether or not you want to allow comments. Sometimes it's a good idea to disallow it. I've seen some really interesting videos that I've wanted to use where just below the video somebody's having like a personality conflict with someone else in the forum that's not related to the video above it. So you could disable that. You can allow users to vote on comments. You can allow users to view ratings for the video. So you've got a number of things that you can tweak. Would you want people to be able to embed the video in a web page? You can choose whether or not they can do that. And then you'll see 3D. You can disable 3D if you want. I have no idea what this feature's for. But if you do know, feel free to let me know. So now, let me go to view video on the page. And now it's going to play me.
Now I'm recording myself.
That's enough. Okay, so this video is public. So you'll see that I left it open for people to make comments. And it'll automatically show up now when I go to my channel. It'll be the first thing you see. So this is what I like the most. You can create playlists for different subject matter, for different things you want people to check out. I found a lot of interesting TED Talks that I've shared with people by using playlists before. I love that you can string them together so that they play one after another and you know how much time it takes. And then the ability to upload video and the ability to record video right from it, I think is really amazing. Because I have teacher friends who have taught how to do this that will send messages to the students using it. Like they'll just click webcam, and it's just like them if they were going to call them. And they were just like, well, listen, I don't know if you understand this the way it needs to be explained to you. Here's why I need you to come see me tomorrow, and just post it up there. It's a bad example, but you get the point. It's very simple. Just click the button, record something quick, and then move on. And you could actually set it to record and stand in front of it if you wanted to. I mean, it's going to pick up anything that comes out of your webcam. And we have Echo 360 personal capture software, which will do that in a much fancier way. And it's just as easy to use. But this is really easy. It's free. It's open. I'm teaching a class. Right now our enrollments are up over 1,350 students. And at 2 different points in this class, the students have to record themselves using YouTube because I'm teaching them presentation skills in one. And so that they are going to critique their own performances and then talk about where they can improve. And these are high school students, so it's kind of neat. And then at the very end of the class, I'm having them use this feature to create their own elevator pitch so that they can thoughtfully go in front of like an employer or an admissions officer at a college and be able to say what they bring to the table, what they value and what's valuable about them. And then they can critique it and then keep doing it until they come up with something really nice. And it's such a neat way of using it. So I highly recommend that you think about using it in different ways and then letting us know if there's any ways that we can help.